What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Love Coach Scott Catamas, and it is our Sacred Sunday show, our Sunday edition of the Awakening World. And we have so many wonderful people with us this morning. It's an abundance of brilliant, talented artists. Now, I want to start by welcoming everybody, and of course, welcoming all of our friends in our Zoom room. And I see a lot of our regular friends are with us already, which is really, really wonderful. Please, as always, let us know where you are geographically. Even though I know most of you, it's kind of fun for our new guests to see who's here and where you are. So pop in the chat box your name, where you are geographically. I also want to welcome all of our friends who are watching on over up to 100 Facebook groups and pages. A big thank you to John and Summer Raymer and the Sign Network, who get us out on so many different Facebook groups and pages. Thank you. Also, thank you to Ellen Steinfeld and those who are broadcasting us on YouTube. And a special welcome to our friends watching on Unify. And all of you, let us know where you're from. Unify is great because all of you are coming from all over the world. Now, if you are watching on one of the Facebook groups or pages, come on into our Zoom room. And it's really easy to do that. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com. And then down here on any of the buttons, just click Get Live Zoom Room Access, and that's how you will register for our new season. It takes about a minute to register, and you'll get the links to all of our shows all the way through the end of September. You know, we do 3 shows every weekend: Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning. And every show is always filled with dynamic live presenters, often beautiful music, and we are truly bringing together this incredible tribe of friends. For example, I'm looking right now and in our Zoom room, so many of our regular friends are there right away. Karen Eisenberg and Suzanne, and Henry Hoffmann is here, which probably means Kristin might be close by. And many other friends are with us. So come join the Global Peace Tribe. It's a wonderful group of amazing human beings, as you're about to see. So I want to start by moving forward and introducing, we have not one, but 2 fabulous co-hosts. And they're both women that I am so grateful to have met through the Global Peace Tribe, through these offerings. And they are incredibly talented. So I'm going to put the spotlight on each of them and introduce you. This is Keishi Chai. Now, many of you have seen Keishi dancing on Saturday Night Live and The Awakening World, but today we get to know her in a much deeper way. But for those of you who haven't met her before, she's a New York-based performer who now is bi-coastal, goes back and forth between the San Francisco Bay Area and New York. She's going to be touring all over the world coming up, and we were just able to grab her before she leaves on this big tour. She's had extensive training in a wide variety of dance and is just one of our favorite artistic people. And she is also the co-creator, the co-director, along with Kristin Hoffmann, of the Synergy Circle that we're highlighting today. Now, Keishi, before I introduce Kristin, tell us about the Synergy Circle and Artists Catalyzing Evolution.
Yes, this is a brand new Synergy Circle to the evolutionary leaders, and it's my pleasure to co-facilitate this with Kristin. And as you know, the name Artists Catalyzing Evolution means that we identify as creative artists, creative beings. I personally believe everybody is creative, even if you identify or don't identify with this word artist. And we catalyze, we bring together evolution of consciousness, of raising the frequency of the planet, of our thought, creating inspiration through creativity.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. And here is your friend and your wonderful co-host, Kristin Hoffmann. And of course, most of our audience probably knows Kristin, but for anybody who doesn't, she's a Juilliard trained singer, songwriter, musician, and oh my gosh, she has an extraordinary range. The song you just heard on our video is one of her songs. She is definitely a very big part of the Global Peace Tribe. And her music's been heard on major record labels, film, television, and she's performed all over the world with a wide variety of musical luminaries. And Kristin, thank you so much for being with us. Welcome. And I believe you're going to get us off to a start with one of your beautiful improvisational compositions.
Yes, and it's such an honor to be here. And Keishi and I have been super excited about what has started to bubble up and all of the possibilities with the ACE Synergy Circle as part of the Evolutionary Leaders Initiative. We really are seeing that this space serves, as Keishi was saying, this powerful meeting point between the arts and leading voices. And as we all know, the arts really play a key role in helping us step into the emotional centers of our beings. And, you know, around important world issues, a lot of times it can be overwhelming when we stay in the mind, but artists play this critical role at this time to call us into the emotional heart center around important issues of today so that we can truly start to tune our awareness on a deeper level. So it's been such an honor to weave with Keishi and all of the incredible artists that are going to be on today. It's just a pleasure. So as I dive into this solom, which I term solom is soul, light, weaving with Om, the vibration of the universe, I want to dedicate it to this intersection of arts and leadership and our ever-growing awareness as a human family. Here we go. Before I start, let me just ask everyone to mute their microphone. I saw a couple of microphones open, and it just helps us to go deeper into the music when everyone's muted. Thank you. on this Sunday morning. Life, let it begin. When it comes from the heart, oh, when it comes from the heart, oh, when it comes from the heart, there's no doubting anything. Let it all in. Let your light begin so deep within, like a flower blooming on this Sunday morning in July. Like a flower blooming deep in the heart, deep in the hearts of yours and just let it all in, let it begin now. Remember your soul, it's ancient and beautiful. On this Sunday morning, we are artists catalyzing. We are artists rising, rising in the evolution of our love. We are artists catalyzing. We are artists rising, rising up in the evolution of our love. We are artists listening, deep embracing. We are artists listening to the heartbeat of our truth. We are artists voicing, coming together, one family. On this Sunday morning, let it all in, let it begin. Feel it rising, love. So much love.
Let's just all breathe that in for a moment. That just incredible improvisational moment in time. And Roger asked, how do we get it as a single? It's like, well, that's the magic, is that it's just for us right now. But I did put in, you can always share the recording of this show with your friends. And that's a wonderful way to hear this again and again and again.
This is the single. And the all together.
Well, we have so many beautiful artists. So we've met Kristin, we've met Keishi, and we're going to watch Keishi dance and hear more from her in a little bit. But Kristin, I would love for you to introduce the other two members of your group that are with us today.
Yes. Well, I'm so excited to welcome Reverend Redemorgan, who is here with us. And let me just introduce Rhetta with her bio so that you can learn a little bit more about her. She's just so, I've been so inspired by Reverend Rhetta so far, and I know you're in for a real treat today. Reverend Redemorgan is a singing healer, spiritual activist, and interfaith minister who has been gathering tools for healing and inspiration for over 40 years. Through her gifts of prayer, poetry, facilitation, and sermonizing, she cultivates hope and nurtures connection throughout activist and spiritual communities internationally as a pathway back to belonging and wholeness. As a facilitator and coach, Rhetta is known for her ability to support others to be bold, heal their self-limiting beliefs, and integrate their internal healing with their social movement work. This support is essential to cultivate the powerful spiritual activism that is needed in these times. Welcome, Reverend Rhetta. It is such an honor to have you with us today.
Peace and blessings. Thank you so much. And I bow at the feet of the beauty of your heart and your voice. I just want to say that to begin. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And Scott, I'm feeling that, shall we just, before we introduce everyone, can we go into Reverend Rhetta's experience?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm feeling, go ahead.
So let's give people a minute, because what we're going to want to do is have time to collect the words. So I will be checking what's happening on, say, Unify Facebook, and I'll put those words into the chat box as well. But maybe, Reverend Rhetta, if you could explain this process, and then we'll need a couple minutes for people to put their words in.
Sure.
Perfect. I'm turning it over to you, Reverend Rhetta. Here we go.
Thank you. Peace and blessings, everyone. What an honor, a pleasure. Very excited to be here this morning. And so I begin often meetings, services, circles. The work that I do, I often begin with an invocation, and it is spontaneous and sung, always sung. I call it also a wordless prayer. So yeah, I'm going to be singing this morning with the intention on a meditative experience, similar and very different than the glorious music we just heard, but some similarities in terms of being meditative and sung. I'm going to sing for, I guess, about 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'm going to look into the chat. So I'm inviting you to participate by putting a word in the chat that's really, one word that's really resonant in your heart this morning. Right? And so I will open the chat while I'm singing and weave the words in the chat into the meditative experience of sound. So the wordless prayer will become words, your words, so that we create this experience together. So Scott, you'll let me know when we're ready?
Yeah, so I see that there are already about 8 words, and I'm going to transfer over some of the words coming from our friends on Facebook, especially on Unify.
Great.
So, and I guess you can just keep adding. So we've got about 10 already. Do you feel ready to get started?
Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right. Fantastic. This is so exciting.
So invite us all into a deep breath, awareness of where we are. I'd like to invite you to expand your awareness to include not only how you are, where you are, how you're being, but also your awareness to being planted on this extraordinary living being we call Earth. Understanding and peace. Understanding and peace. Delight, 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 and unity. Joy, joy, joy. hey, yeah, oh, surrender, oh, hey, yeah, surrender into non-permanence, understanding, acceptance of self, oh, compassion, 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 oh, surrender to life, oh, surrender to life, oh, surrender to infinite love and grace. We are artists catalyzing evolution. We all are artists catalyzing evolution in compassion. So deep and soaring with uplift we are for the global tribe of peace, the global tribe of peace. We are global peace tribe. Creativity. We are home with each other and each other. Aho, amen, ashe. Aho, amen, ashe. Aho, amen, ashe.
I'm going to go to gallery view. Let's just all twinkle. That was incredible. That was amazing. Ah, ah, my heavens. Wow. Ah, I think we're all a little bit speechless. Ah, wow.
That was incredible, Reverend Rhetta. That was absolutely incredible. And I feel there's nothing more beautiful than everyone who's here with us to see the reflection of their word and their spirit of the day woven into the soulful song. It's just really profound. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for
your
one of
deep
you who
share.
shared a word. Thank you.
Yeah. And we'll be hearing more from Reverend Rhetta a little bit later on in the show. It's so beautiful to have you with us. Oh my God, I love this show. And there's still more. Look at all these incredible artists, Keishi Chai and Kristin and Reverend Rhetta. But we have someone else that Kristin's about to introduce.
Okay. Scott, are you going to everyone's websites at the end, at the very end, or?
Yeah, at the end.
At the end. Okay, good. I didn't understand that. Okay. And next, we have another very, very special guest who I have great respect for, Kara Stonehouse. Kara, I have to say, just in the past couple of years, getting to know your work has been one of the great joys, witnessing an artist and the ability and your ability to literally bring forth and color ideas of the mind into ideas of the soul and spirit that we can all tap into from a very visual, joyful. Your art has so much color. It has an ability to really unite us through the means of creativity. And I'm just going to let your art speak for itself, but first let me share a little bit more about you. Kara is a mesh worker. Oh, I love that name. A mesh worker. That says it all. And graphic facilitator with the Hague Center for Global Governance, Innovation, and Emergence. She believes that making the invisible visible helps us make the impossible possible. For those of you who are unfamiliar, graphic facilitation, it means leading group planning processes and drawing imagery in real time to harvest the stories and insights emerging from the conversations. She comes to us from her home in, I don't know if I'm going to say this right.
Thiviers, France.
How do you say it?
Thiviers.
Thiviers, France, in the Dordogne region, where she realized her profession is quite an old one when visiting the Pacific cave paintings in the area. Amazing. So this ability, I mean, in our ACE Synergy Circle meetings each month, Kara is literally drawing while we're meeting. And while everyone's sharing as artists coming together, Kara is bringing all of our visions, words, feelings of what we want to accomplish together into living, breathing art. And I can't tell you how meaningful it is to see visually the manifestation come together in the end. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to you, Kara. Thank you. Take us on your amazing journey.
Oh, good. Thanks. It means so much for me to hear you reflect the work back to me like that. Thank you. So what I'd like to share today is a visual story. And I've put it, since we're on a sacred Sunday, I've put it together to a sacred poem. And what it is a compilation of different artwork that I've done as I'm harvesting these conversations from World Unity Week. And I added a few more things to fill out the poem, but most, especially at the end, it's all harvesting. We call it harvesting from the dialogues of World Unity Week, of the whole world view with Jude Caravan's cosmic hologram. We've been diving into that with her for a few sessions with the Hague Center. And so bringing this new story, this new narrative, this unitive narrative to people in visual and artistic and beautiful ways is part of that purpose of laying that foundation for transformation of our society into that more holistic and healthy state. So I think that says it.
And Kira, would you like me to, I have it embedded, so would you like me to go ahead and start the video?
I think I would prefer to share my screen just so I can pause it if I need to slow it down. So it'll just take me one moment to share my screen. Okay, so here we go. Today is my birthday. It is 13 billion years ago. I am born. From everything and nothing, a great breath of expansion. It's a mystery, even to me, how and why I was born. All I know is that I am. I create and I expand with infinite patience, mighty subtleness, vast tininess, and crushing love. Stars, molecules, planets, each pearl strung delicately in my web, weaving the foundations of life. I am a great weaver. I fell in love with the stars. Such magnificence. I had come so far, but I was lonely like the dark side of the moon. I yearned for something more, a connection, a new version of myself, discovering who I am. I am everything and nothing, holograms repeating in an infinite loop. I am love all alone in the vastness. I yearn to be contained, to be seen, to be loved back. Today I am born as this precious pearl, your Gaia, weaving water, rocks, ions, iron, magnetic fields, longer and longer chains of molecules. Cells, cells, I'm reborn in a new form, life, freedom and boundaries, reproduction and death. Plants, oh, the plants, little tiny microbes and snakes, fish, lizards, dinosaurs, aren't they wondrous? Mice, birds, monkeys, humans. Oh, I am aware of myself. Oh, how I love humans. They see me, they love me. Oh, and they became so clever. And then what happened next is so heartbreaking. They forgot me. They shut me out, betrayed the truth of their being. They think they know better, cut each other off from me deliberately to weaken each other. Can't they see that our oneness is our purpose to evolve and our power? I am infinitely patient. I take up my needles, weaving, looping in souls, open to our oneness. Pearls on a needle, click, click, click. Weaving as money squeezes, skyscrapers erect, forests fall, click, click, click. Mass extinction, world wars, femicide, genocide, ecocide, click, click, click. Some tell the story of humanity as a cancer on the earth, a bacteria multiplying to ultimate destruction. But I am knitting them a sweater, 2 sizes too big, and when they are ready to come in from the cold, I will warm them by the fire. And we will start again. Click, click, click. Come sit by my fire. We will start again. The first pearl connects to the last, all woven in repeating scales. You, the lights of love and grace. You who refuse to forget, I see you. I see you building your magic canoe. I hear you singing to me and allowing me to sing through you. I feel your love. You give me hope in this old, patient heart. I am here for you. I am always here for you, every single one of you. Our purpose is the same and entangled, the breath of love ever expanding, rainbow colors shimmering in the dark. Wait, that's funny. There we go. Rainbow colors shimmering in the dark. Beauty is your purpose. Joy is your compass. Love is the force that ensures we survive. Now I am very, very old. My time is coming to an end. Before this light extinguishes, I dream that you and your ancestors will fulfill our purpose. I feel you planting the seeds of natural governance in our convergences. I feel your network finding the rhythm of life sustaining, galooping, badumping, shoo-shooping. I hear your social body finding its stomping feet and its resounding voice of truth like church bells over a sleepy town. I smell you bringing the masculine and feminine into right relation, you frisky beasts. I feel you awakening to your role as a super organism, like a child arriving home from war. I know you are journeying home together to one world, this space that holds your dreams. I can taste you catalyzing peace through unity like a sun-hot strawberry bursting into joy. I rejoice, for today is my birthday, and you are my gift.
Click, 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 I feel. Click, 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 weaving oneness. Click, 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 we will start again, again, again. Click, 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 you give me hope. Click, 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 I hear you. Click, I see you. Click, ever expanding love. Click, click, click. Oh, we are water. Click, click, click. We are wind and fire and rain. Click, click. I see you. We are journeying home together. We are one.
Wow.
Wow. I think that was one of the most extraordinary. I have tears in my eyes. That was so profoundly beautiful, doesn't even begin to encapsulate this incredible artistic journey you've taken us on, Kara. And Reverend Rhetta, perfect way to integrate it all at the end. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Kara, that was so beautiful. And this, by the way, is one of the things that she presented to us. And again, look at the amazing way she weaves together images, artwork, words, and a beautiful vision for our future, a beautiful vision for this new world, this awakening world that we all are co-creating together. Beautiful. I know that Keishi needs to leave soon because she's about to do an event. And so, Keishi, I am going to give you a chance to share a little bit before you leave.
Yes. Thank you, Scott. Kara and Reverend Rhetta, that was amazing. I illustrated many books in my past, and hearing and seeing your poems and your incredible illustrations, animation, that's really inspiring me to pick up my brush again, my pencil, and start doing more visual art. And that's one of the great reasons and benefits of being in ACE, Artists Catalyzing Evolution, that we get to uplift each other and be inspired by each other. So I am humbled to be in your presence. And the more I get to know you, the more I am excited and look forward to more connection. Yeah. I wanted to go back to this idea of what it means to be an artist. I know that not everybody identifies with this label. I do think that we're all inherently creative beings. So whether you're a lawyer tackling a new case or a parent trying to figure out how to have your child stop throwing Cheerios or yes, Cheerios, we tackle a lot of creative situations every day that we tackle a lot of situations that require creative solutions. That's what I'm trying to say. And for me, I believe that creativity and fear, they go hand in hand, because as you stretch into discovery and the unknown, there's always an element of uncertainty. And it's important to feel comfortable with being uncomfortable. For me personally, in 1996, I bought a one-way ticket leaving Sydney, Australia, for America. I had the dream of discovering if I could make it in the Big Apple. I had learned Madonna's story about leaving Detroit, Michigan with $35 in her pocket. And I thought, if she can do it, I can do it. And even though I had a lot of nightmares about ending up homeless, I still went ahead with my plan, and I'm still here all these many years later. And I think that ability of being comfortable with being uncomfortable has been one of my superpowers that has allowed me to really grow and stretch. I'm also pretty practical. So when I arrived in the States, I thought, okay, if I'm homeless, what will become of me? And I was in San Francisco at the time. And I was dropping off a friend and getting him situated before I flew to the Big Apple. And I thought, all right, well, worst case scenario, if I am homeless, what will my life be? So I befriended a homeless man called Tyrone, and I bought him breakfast in exchange for him taking me on a tour of the Tenderloin district and 6th Street. And for those who live in San Francisco, you know you don't go near these places. And I got a tour of the soup kitchens, and I thought, okay, if I can handle that, then everything's going to be fine. And for me, that was just one practical step in moving in the direction of my dream, which was to see if I could make it in the States. And that's a little tool that has really helped me a lot. So I hope that you try and incorporate that into your life, whether it is taking a different street from one that you're normally used to. I am a big believer in Julia Cameron and The Artist's Way, and her two main tools are the morning pages, where you dump down stream of consciousness, different ideas and thoughts that you have running through you. And even if it's something like, I need to do the laundry, getting it down will help stem the monkey chatter and help you become a channel for creativity. And the other method is filling the well by going on an artist date. So that might mean if you are in the habit of shopping at Macy's, perhaps you check out a hardware store or go to a toy store, do something that you're not used to. So that way you reframe your perspective on life. And that's what artists do. We take our mediums, whether it's music, voice, dance, theater, and we help to shift consciousness, targeting the emotions. I am a dancer, and a few years ago, I embodied the spirit of the ocean. So I crossed the stage from the left all the way to the right. And I start inhabiting the majesty, magnificence of the ocean. And then when I get to that center, I make eye contact with the audience, recognizing that we are one, and humans are made up of 60% water, and we have so much liquid inside of us that we are inherently made up of the same substance as the ocean. And then I'm dragging with me a very long train that takes up the entire stage. It's a blue piece of fabric that represents the ocean. And then as I move to the right side of the stage, what's revealed on my train is piles and piles of plastic. And this brings me to my knees, and I end up dragging myself off the stage. And this took about 5 minutes. And immediately after that, I had all these people rushing up to me with tears in their eyes and telling me that if we're not careful by 2050, there'll be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Another person promised to go out and buy a sustainable, reusable water bottle immediately. And I just thought to myself, wow, this is incredible. I could have given them a PowerPoint presentation and recited facts. However, I chose to use music and dance, and that said so much more in such a short time. And so I'm really committed to using my art to help amplify the voices of scientists and spread messages for sustainable modes of living through art, and doing so in the company of incredible artists like Kristin and Reverend Rhetta, Kara, and all the many artists that we're blessed to be surrounded by.
Keishi, thank you so much. And we are going to get a chance. People are saying, well, we want to see it. We are going to play in a few minutes a beautiful video of Keishi dancing to Kristin singing. And I did bring up a quick visual. This is from her website. And there she is emerging from the ocean carrying the plastic. So there's a quick visual impression. And this is, by the way, from her website, which is Keishi, her name, KAESHI.com. And we're going to take a look a little bit later on at some of the things she's doing. But we caught her just before going out on an amazing tour. And in fact, you're about to teach. What are you about to lead right now, Keishi?
Right now, I'm in Santa Cruz. I'm teaching 2 dance workshops using piece of fabric and moving into slow and slinky movements that connect together figure eights and circles and undulations.
And when does your workshop start?
In 4 minutes.
Yeah, I knew that. So I just wanted to make sure you were in tune with it.
Wow.
I'm bringing up all your artist friends here. Let's all twinkle Keishi. She's awesome. Thank you so much for squeezing us in on, and have a great event today.
We love you, Keishi. Thank you for your incredible artistry. And I want to say one thing. Keishi has done something that is remarkable to me again and again. She has brought so many different women together from different lineages, shapes, sizes, ages, you name it. I had the honor of being a musical guest with one of her programs all about redefining and honoring our body image. And every single time I would go to sing with her in the show and all of these beautiful women, I would just start crying. Keishi has a way of seeing how to really invite everyone into the fold and activate their artistry in a way that I've rarely experienced on this planet. So it's been such an honor to have a chance to weave with you and watch your artistic expression grow and manifest in so many different ways that have brought so much value and awareness. I'm a huge fan.
You know, there's so many comments coming in, and I know you got to go, but I got to read this one to you, Keishi, before you leave. From Dia. Dia writes, I am stunned with exclamation points, capital letters, and completely in awe, more capital letters and exclamation points. Thank you, Keishi, for expressing so eloquently the human next rung of our ladder of evolution. You make me so proud to be truly human. Namaste and love. So there's one of many comments coming in for you, Keishi. Go forth and dance. And you know, there have been some really amazing other comments that have come in. People just so appreciating what Kara presented, what Reverend Rhetta presented. And I think since we just saw Keishi, let's play, this is a video recording from a previous show that we did where Kristin and Keishi did a inspirational dance together. And Kristin, do you want to set it up for us a little bit?
Sure. Well, Keishi and I have done a lot of spontaneous improvisation together, and a few different times on Saturday Night Live and The Awakening World. And this was one of those journeys where we both didn't know what was going to happen ahead of time, but we were listening into the field and discovering the dance, discovering the music as we went along. And I haven't even seen this in a while, so this is going to be a good surprise for me as well.
So this was from October 23rd, last fall, and the theme was honoring our body temple, honoring our body temple. So let's take a look. I've gone to gallery view for a moment just for us all to kind of see each other and send our incredible appreciation. I have tears right now. So exquisite. What's that like for you watching it again, Kristin?
Wow, it was so special to watch it because I haven't gotten to see it since we birthed it live together. And I guess I'm always in the creative process as I'm birthing. And I have this thing, I'm sure a lot of creatives have this, but it's hard for me to go back usually and watch things that creations that I've brought through live. Usually the experience is so spectacular as it's coming through live that I feel in my mind, oh, if I go back and watch that again later, it's not going to be as spectacular as the feeling that I was, sensing at the time. So I'm one of these artists that doesn't go back and revisit usually. But this was really special. I feel like this almost calmed that little artist fear that I sometimes have of revisiting, because I was able to experience as a viewer and really appreciate, wow, we birthed this at the same time. It was out of just the honoring of the body and the space and everyone together. And it was the preciousness of the ability to bring an art form like dance and movement together with music. And as we saw before with Kara and Reverend Rhetta, bringing, combining art forms like poetry and visuals and song. This is where pure magic lies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just appreciating the reflection of that space. And I saw Suzanne post something as it was playing that said, "Oh, I remember this is what made me want to dance, start to dance again." And for me, every single time I share and every single time I create, I'm not thinking, "Oh, let this be good." The intention and the prayer that I set forth at the beginning is, may I be a vehicle and finely tuned vessel so that the highest vibration of light, love, and connectivity can come through, so that others who are watching remember their own unique spark and feel that come back to life. And I think that, watching Suzanne's comment reminded me of how powerful the arts can be as a vehicle to re-spark our spark, because we each, as Keishi was saying so eloquently, we're each an artist in our own way. And some of us haven't cultivated our artistry or maybe even looked into discovering it. But we each do have a voice, and we each have a way of moving through this world and voicing ourselves in this world. And when you experience spontaneous co-creation with other artists, let it be an invitation to step into getting to know yourself as an artist. What is my unique expression? What can I just have fun with, experiment with? Maybe a dance on your own time, maybe singing in the shower, maybe a spontaneous writing of a poem, or just opening your journal and writing how you feel. We are all artists in motion. So thank you. I was just reminded of all this coming together in that revisiting.
Well, of course, I brought your fellow artists on because they were nodding their heads and going, yes, I relate, I relate. So I'd love to open it up to Reverend Rhetta and Kara to share any of your thoughts in this moment. Anything you want to express about in response to what Kristin said or in response to what we've seen so far in today's show.
Well, it's been extraordinary and inspiring, nourishing, nurturing. One of the things I was thinking about as Kristin was speaking is how healing the arts are. And I think any place on the spectrum from beginner to a master of voice, writing, movement, theater, like any place on that spectrum, when we show up and we engage fully, it can be all of those things, and inspiration. It can be healing. It can be, which I love, what our group is about in terms of catalyzing us and growing us and expanding us and evolving us. We set a clear intention. The other thing I was thinking about, Krista's voice is so beautiful, and Keishi's movement, they're just divine. But I think about a mom with a new baby who in terms of like selling a record, can't sing at all, but that baby is still enraptured by the sound, right? And so each of us, I feel, resonate in the spectrum of love, our sounds, whether they're beautiful to anybody's ear or not. The resonance is like gold, it's like a treasure. So as the Christian was saying, it's so incredibly nourishing to engage in what we call the arts, or just really human forms, to express our voice, to move our bodies, to write down how we're feeling on the stories we have to tell. So yeah, I'm loving so much what we have been sharing here. So thank you.
Thank you. Kara, I'm going to put the spotlight on you because we'd love to hear a little bit from you.
Yeah, I just resonate with that voice part as well. Like I've had 2 young children, and I would sing to them, not the normal lullabies, but I would sing to them sort of my spiritual, like what I want them to know from their souls is that they're beautiful just how they are, and that they're safe and they're loved. And so I would just make up any song to them, and they would love to hear me sing, even though I was maybe not appreciate that wouldn't want to sing in public too much in other spaces, but even just singing to them and them enjoying it gave me more confidence and joy in my singing. And it's actually now it's part of my spiritual practice that I'll go out to the river and I'll let myself be sung, and whatever comes through is so beautiful and powerful, and so much so that I've actually started taking singing lessons to try and find out what it is you do to make that sound really beautiful to other people too. Because I'm just like, oh gosh, I just feel so good. I want everyone to be able to feel this, and so that's an example of me being like, well, I'm not a singer, but I'm going to let my joy spring out of me anyways. Especially, and the children help so much with their non-judgment, of course. And then so I encourage people who are artists who feel that they're not artists as well, that you can learn to draw and you can learn to express yourself visually, and I do some courses around that.
Beautiful.
I can draw. shifting those mindsets.
Yeah. Well, you certainly are inspiring us. And I think that's one of the themes that's coming up today is whether it's dance or art or poetry or music or singing, may everybody watching feel inspired. It's a beautiful Sunday. After the show's over, whether it's just going for a walk or like Keishi mentioned, go to a place you haven't gone before, even in your own town. Walk into a store that you've never walked into. Or go for a walk, and even if it's a walk you've taken many times, see something new. I've never noticed that bush before. I've never seen that tree before. Oh my God, look at the unique constellation of clouds in the sky right now. Let's all take this beautiful artistry. And there's so many ways we can be creative. And I'm going to put the spotlight for a moment. Hopefully they're still with us on Alan and Son. They've been driving because they took a beautiful, there they are. Okay, great, perfect. So these are my very dear friends, Alan and Son, and they create the videos that you see at the opening. And I wanted to do a new video that's all about the 99 Days of Unity, a song that Kristin created, and they created something really fun. And we're about to have the world premiere of this brand new video. It's hot off, straight out of the oven. Came out yesterday. And so I'm really excited about it. We're going to be playing it a lot. It's to promote the 99 Days of Unity that started last month with World Unity Week, and then we'll complete in September with Peace Week. And so thank you, Alan and Son. And, also I'm going to bring Kristin on because she wrote the lyrics. It was inspired by Ben Bowler. She wrote the lyrics, of course, sings the primary song you're going to hear. And then we also weave in our Awakening World theme song. And I also am going to put the spotlight on someone I really have come to love. This is Henry Hoffmann, Kristin's dad. And were it not for Henry, we would not have Kristin. And if we didn't have Kristin, we wouldn't have the song and the video we're about to play. So everybody has contributed in their own unique ways to what we're about to see. So I hope you all enjoy it. I think it's great.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Are you old enough to remember the summer of love? If so, where were you? How did that impact you?
Let me tell you about the lie we've been living in for centuries, millennia. They say peace through domination's justifiable while building up the arsenal. All the sages and wise men of the ages were guiding us to look within ourselves. But the fear so divisive and the lies so enticing, we keep spinning this hell. Raise your eyes, you are the possibility. Nurturing love is the greatest remedy. 99 days of peace through unity. 99 days of peace through unity. 99 days of peace through unity.
An entire generation of baby boomers grew up with the influence of the Beatles, Woodstock, and the peace movement, and it shaped our lives.
Lift your voice.
And people are coming together once again to create a movement of unification.
Listen deep, and we'll all find harmony.
We are in the midst of another powerful summer, and it is the 99 Days of Unity. It began last month and will continue and culminate in September. And the Global Peace Tribe is collaborating with some of the most wonderful organizations to help all of us remember the power of peaceful unity, coming together.
99 days of peace through unity.
So join us every weekend on the Awakening World, where you'll be meeting leaders from the Evolutionary Leaders Network, World Unity Week, and other beautiful spiritual teachers, wisdom keepers, and luminaries, ranging from Reverend Michael Beckwith to the next generation, led by people like Adam Apollo and the Twin Ray. Join us every weekend on the Awakening World.
A powerful love force. We're coming together, stronger than ever, not divided. We come from the same source. A powerful love force. We're coming together. Hear the call, you are invited. We come from the same source. A powerful love force.
Amazing. Oh,
Isn't that fun?
it's great. You guys did such a good job. Oh my gosh, what an incredible team effort. I just got to see the video for the first time this morning, and I was so excited. I think this will really serve the Global Peace Tribe community over the next couple of months. And there's nothing more exciting as an artist, I think, than seeing your work go to your creation go to work in the world and support efforts that are bringing people together and raising awareness and building community. So this makes my heart so happy to feel that something that I worked really hard on and collaborated with some incredible artists for World Unity Week is now finding a new life.
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Thank you. And it's really beautiful to be part of such a great day for introing it when everybody is really highlighting the beauty of artistic collaboration, and really being able to participate in that with you has been wonderful. We love it. Thank you, Scott. Yeah. Thanks, Kristin. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Infinite gratitude.
Yeah. I love this tribe. Alan and Son, thank you so much. And of course, a lot of comments are coming in. Josie Ann writes, beautiful video. Dia Therese says, I love all my tears of exhilaration, tons of gratitude. Karen writes, Al, Son, and hubby. I think that was actually combo. Thank you so much. A beautiful representation of our unity in global peace tribe awakening world. And I want to really encourage our audience. I'm going to put the YouTube link. I made a little YouTube link out of it today. I'm going to put it in the chat box. Please, everybody, let's build our tribe. Let's get it out there. So send the video to people. And when it turns them on, they go, what's this for? Refer them to the Global Peace Tribe and our website and the Awakening World so we can continue to grow. Because my only sad, every day I'm watching these amazing shows and I'm so grateful for the content. And the one thing that makes me sad is that it's 50 people in our Zoom room and I want it to be, 5,000, 50,000, 5 million. The world needs Kristin Hoffmann and Reverend Rhetta and Kara and all the people that you see on this show. We got to really get it out there to more people. And Margie Biller is asking, what is Kara's last name? And it's Kara Stonehouse. And that actually might be a good time for me to go into the part of the show where we meet our different friends and learn a little bit more about what they're doing. A reminder that this is all part of the Artists Catalyzing Evolution, which is part of the Synergy Circle program. And the Synergy Circle program is part of the Evolutionary Leaders Network. All of us are members of this wonderful Evolutionary Leaders Network. That's who you've been seeing on Friday night and on Saturday night. And a couple of things, here is the list of evolutionary leaders. And I'm so honored that my name is on there now, along with so many of the people that you've seen on the Awakening World. Like last night, Irvin Laszlo and Steve, and so many incredible people. So these are the different evolutionary leaders. And so, okay, I want to learn more. Where's Kara Stonehouse? Well, there she is. So you can just click and there you can learn a little bit more about Kara Stonehouse. And then you can go to her website. And so these are ways that we can kind of connect in. So everybody get in touch with Evolutionary Leaders Network. And Kara, tell us a little bit about the Hague Center and what you're doing.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, we're really weavers. So we say we're nurturing the emergence of the harmonic humanity. So we really tune in to all these networks like yours and World Unity Week. And the Whole World View and the Club of Budapest, and we feel like what's emerging. We listen really deeply. We have a lot of really deep, conscious people on our core team who know how to do constellation work, and we work from the spiral dynamics kind of lenses and integral theory kind of lenses, and we listen in for what's emerging and what could align. How could we just align? Just tweak it and bring this concept to the fore and help these guys get to know each other and create a space where something amazing can happen. So that's why we're so excited to be a part of co-creating and co-producing World Unity Week, because it's this beautiful form. See the form that holds the storm of the transformation, a place where we can bump into each other, and all these pioneers who have this yearning together, we can start to bump into each other more and more and start to put our projects together, start to put our visions together, start to put our stories together, start to bring our voice into the world. And then we become this kind of social body, like a real force in the world, a real force of love and transformation. And so we're midwives of that process, and that's just brings our hearts to life. And we just invite everyone else to really learn to open the heart, tune into what like divine source is telling you, and do what makes your heart really sing, and then just do a little jiggling alignment together. And that's the process that we can trust up. That's the emergence.
Beautiful. And that's, and by the way, everybody, you'll find that at thehaguecenter.org, thehaguecenter.org. And is there any particular place on this website that you'd like us to go to? Any particular tabs or places that you'd like to make sure people?
You can look at the projects. Where are the projects? It's a new site. We're very, very happy. We're launching. This is the formal launch of the website in some way. Welcome to the world. The projects is.
There's not a tab for projects.
Our projects under what makes your heart sing. Go up a little bit.
What makes your heart sing?
It says what makes a little higher. Yeah, our projects is a white ball, a white button. Up.
Oh, got it. I passed by it. Wow. Oh my gosh, look at all these projects you're doing.
Yes, and that's just a tiny little fraction. We're sort of we're on the core team of many projects, and we do that invisible connecting work. That's so that's how we can be in so many. Anne Marie is just a force of nature. Anne Marie Volkova, she's one of the evolutionary leaders who connected and brought me in, and she just has spent so much time and energy and gifted so much into the field of just being knowing everyone and helping people connect and being that nice, beautiful, deep grounded force of love and really standing for integrity. And so that's why we are bringing us into the House of Hope project to help that core team have that integrity and purity, so that, because it's a really big project with the House of Hope around imagining a whole space where you go see Auschwitz and feel that all that desperation and pain that humanity can render on ourselves. And then, well, what if there was a place there that you could also go to nurture and discover all the beauty that we could bring into the world and get connected to our networks through that. So there's millions of people going there every year. So that's it's like a portal that we see that we can pick lots of people up and say, come, what's your project? Come onto this website and whatever, however we'll design it. But yeah, so that's one of the synergy projects with World Unity Week, getting this City of Hope really rolling. It's Nina and Doman who are the main vision holders of that.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you. This is your first time on the Awakening World, and I hope that we'll be seeing much more of you in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Kristin, I recall that you turned into a pumpkin at 11:30. You're already getting a little bit orange. How are you?
I'm no longer pumpkining because, well, I didn't disclose this at the beginning, but I actually ended up having a fever last night, and today I've been a little bit like in between the worlds. So, but this being on the show has made me feel so much more in this body and connected to everyone. But because of this fever, I'm no longer driving. And yes, so I'm going to stay home after the show. I'm going back to Healing World.
Okay. All right. Well, then we are going to wrap up, but I'm glad you can stay because we want to learn a little bit more about Reverend Rhetta. And this show has gone by so fast, but tell us a little bit about your work as a spiritual activist, a singer healer, an interfaith minister. And this is her website, reverendretta.com. That's spelled RHETTA, reverendretta.com. And please tell us a little bit about who you are outside. What do you do? You're wonderful. We want to know.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Yeah, a lot of my work is actually with, currently with young activists. I sort of companion many of those folks who have left traditional religion and want to explore what spirituality means when it's in balance with their work to try to create a just world. I also do quite a few healing circles with organizations, sometimes in traditional religion, but more so, I think, activist organizations. There's several organizations over in England where I've done circles for grief work, for some conflict resolution kinds of work, a lot of work to get folks to be in touch with the more challenging emotions. That's kind of where my heart lies, is showing people, teaching people, companioning people through really the depths of really very difficult emotions, and learning more about how those places, what they have to teach us, how to work with them, how to bring the expanse into the depth, right? So that we transform those hardest places or hardest situations, that we allow them to transform us and to our greater yet to be, to help to bring about the vibration that we've heard, I think, on that I certainly have, I've experienced today on this show, this holding up this high vision for what's possible. And so, my work is often about, again, in those depths, and how do we bring the expanse into the depth, and create synergy, create balance, create the next levels of our evolution, including both the highest we have, that we aspire to, and the depths of the challenges that we have. So a lot of my work is done in those realms. Yeah.
That is so important. And thank you for your work. One of the things that you said that really stood out for me is it's true that most of us, whether we're younger or older, broke away from whatever religion we were initially indoctrinated into. And most of the time, there was a good choice. We saw the hypocrisy, we saw that it wasn't for us. What's tragic is when people haven't then found their own authentic spiritual path. And honestly, right now, I work with a lot of people who are dealing with death and dying and terminal diseases. And it's interesting to notice that most of the women that I know have found their spiritual path. But so many men, throughout whatever it was they were raised with, they didn't either come back to it in a new way or find that path. And let me tell you, as you all, both of you know, when we're dealing with the challenges of life, having a spiritual practice that's real for us is essential. The people I know that have a spiritual practice, and that can be yoga, meditation, it can be playing a musical instrument. It doesn't have to be a religion, but having a spiritual practice that helps us to connect to that which is greater than ourselves is essential for making our way through life, and especially getting past the hard things that come to us in life. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing.
Thank you as well. Thank you as well. As you say, essential. It really, a spiritual path, absolutely essential. Yeah. And really, anything can be a spiritual path. Washing the dishes in the morning, as we're singing to the baby, going for a walk in the woods, right? It's the intentionality behind it. Yeah.
I want us to support you. And so, as many of our regulars know, we love Patreon. And that's how I support Kristin Hoffmann every month, and many of our musical artists. And Reverend Rhetta also has a Patreon. And again, I said it just last night because we were promoting Tatiana Speed's Patreon. This is important for people like Reverend Rhetta, Kristin, our artists, our spiritual teachers, to know that there is support And to know that there's that monthly support coming in, and it adds up. If everybody puts in $5 or $10 or $25, it adds up. And that way, Kristin or Reverend Rhetta know, in making their way through life, oh yeah, my Patreon monthly is going to come in today. I can buy food. I can pay rent, And it really is like that for many of our artists and spiritual teachers. So please, everybody, join. And Reverend Rhetta, tell us a little bit about what you provide to your patrons.
Thank you. Thank you so much for putting that up. As you can probably see, it's a fairly new endeavor, and I'm just loving it so much. It's an opportunity to share. I write a lot of poetry. Many of my friends call them psalms, which I find interesting, sort of a space between song lyrics and poetry, but a lot about a pathway of nurturing myself and hopefully others, folks who get to read it and share it, particularly in the many layers of challenges that we're dealing with right now. So I will add often, sometimes I write every day something that I put up. I write a lot of very simple melodies for the purpose of, I'm hoping people will take this idea of like snippets of melodies that they can actually sing over and over again. We know there's actually science behind very simple melodies and how they entrain us and work on our nervous systems, right? So I try to put up often melodies that I hope will help folks regulate or soothe or sometimes inspire and uplift. So there's lots of that. There'll be opportunities coming for folks to get together. Man, I can't wait till Zoom is better at group singing, but we create as we can without the rhythmic component, sort of free sound. We call what I often call like a sound chamber. So we don't necessarily use the rhythm, but we still make sound together because that's so powerful. So that's a few of the things that we do together. Yeah. Thank you.
I second that desire. Oh, sorry. I was going to say I second that vision that Zoom will one day, probably sooner than we think, be able to hold at least two people sharing music at the same time and eventually a whole group. That will be incredible.
And while you were sharing, I am very proud to now be a new member of the patron program. So I want to just really encourage everybody, let's join all of our artists. And actually, that's a good segue for me to also remind people that we want to support Kristin Hoffmann. And again, her website is kristinhoffmann.com. And at the very least, always put in your name and email address. You can go to music and you can get her albums, her singles. You can do it through Bandcamp and you can name your own price. But I really want to encourage everyone to do what I've done. Go to membership in the upper right-hand corner, and then where it says become a member, and become a member of her Sonic Soul family. And I am so grateful that I am a member of her Sonic Soul family because she provides a lot. There's a lot of wonderful things that come with it, including every second Sunday of the month, she has her Sonic Soul family gathering. And it's like this, it's a Zoom meeting and Henry is there, her beloved Troy is there, other members of the Global Peace Tribe are there. She sings, she does original music for us. She does a salome or two, and we just get to drop in. It's like, it's a second Sunday with Kristin, yes. It's always a perfect 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock evening. And you get that by becoming a member. So please, let's all support Reverend Rhetta. Let's support Kristin. Let's join the Patreon program so that we can continue to have them on shows like this.
You're always so great at supporting artists, Scott. I really bow to you. Thank you so much for always taking the time to really be thorough and loving and bolster the artists who come onto your show. I'm so grateful every single time. And I wanted to just say before we're coming to a close, I wanted to suggest for all of those, for those of you who are watching today, you know, we have this ACE synergy circle, but maybe you're inspired to start your own synergy circle, right? Maybe really, what is a synergy circle? It's a space where we can trust each other into our, you know, we can come together, feel into our experience as beings, as artists, and share, and then start to really trust into that field so that we can find support and find inspiration and find collaboration. So maybe you are inspired today to start your own small group of artists or friends that can help you grow as a being who is using the arts as your vehicle. I just want to put that out there.
It's a great idea. And I've pulled up the Synergy Circle website, and I'll put it in the chat box. And I do notice that there are lots of opportunities to create new synergy circles. There's gatherings and there's private synergy circles, like in Ashland, Oregon, the Silver Luminaries. That's probably one, that probably would be me now. Santa Barbara, New York, Colorado. So there's local synergy circles, a lot of different ways that people can participate and get involved with the Synergy Circle program.
Yes, and the key is you just have to look and see if a synergy circle is, for instance, the ACE synergy circle right now is in its first year, especially, is just for members of the Evolutionary Leaders Circle. But we've talked about revisiting that in a year or so and seeing if we want to open that circle to other members outside of the evolutionary leaders. But there are some already existing circles that have open membership. So you can partake in an evolutionary leader circle, even if you're not yet one of the evolutionary leaders. And we like to say everyone is an evolutionary leader. If you're not part of this group, evolutionary leaders, it does not mean that you are not an evolutionary leader. We are all doing our part. We are all contributing to evolutionary leadership and greater understanding and greater partnerships. And so please, if you feel inspired, take that spark from today and start, have the confidence to start something with a few friends, or yes, find an evolutionary leaders circle that is already open and dive in. So much love. I've been so in awe of the artists here today, and Scott, you always set up such an incredible container in which we can play and share, and so much gratitude.
Thank you. Speaking of containers, I do want to let people know what we've got coming up next week. Next week on Friday night, two of my dearest friends, Donnie, Riegel, and Heather Salmon, I introduced them to each other about 10 years ago, and they are a powerful couple. They have a retreat center in Maui, and they've created something called the Black Swan Temple. And they are going to be teaching next week all about mystical alchemy. They lead retreats. They are powerful, really loving people. I mean, like Kristin and Reverend Rhetta and Karen, all the people you saw today. They're very heart-centered. But they also have an understanding of mystical alchemy. So that's going to be a really dynamic Friday night. Then on Saturday night, it's going to be an important show. Saturday night happens to be August 6th, which is the anniversary of the atomic bomb blast that hit Hiroshima. And my co-host is going to be Fumi, who is very involved in the Peace Pole Project. She is going to bring in videos of people in Hiroshima. She's organizing some really important things for us to look at. And then a lot of some beautiful presenters. Jonathan Granoff, who is a powerful voice for peace, is going to be with us. Our beloved Chief Phil Lane Jr., he's an evolutionary leader. He's been on several shows with Kristin and myself. Tez Gabriel, another beautiful voice, is going to lead a meditation. And as always, wonderful music. Omashar will be doing music for us. Fanny and Vigari will be with us. A musical guest that hasn't been with us before, plays the harp, Tammy Briggs, and Ivy Hilton, personally trained by Kristin Hoffmann, and originally came to us through Kristin, will be with us, as well as a couple of other guests that are new to the Awakening world. So that's going to be a powerful show next Saturday night. And then finally, our Sacred Sunday show next week is again going to be a little bit unique. Next Sunday is when we're having the memorial service for Celestine Starr, who's been on this show many times. She passed away a few weeks ago. And I'm going to live stream the memorial service out to the Global Peace Tribe. You'll get all the information. That's why it's important for everyone to register at Global Peace Tribe so that you get all the links. Because we don't only do these 3 shows, but we have special events like next weekend's memorial for Celestine, which I'm going to live stream. To prepare us for that, there's a wonderful woman named Linda Starwolf who does shamanic breath work. And on the Sacred Sunday show next Sunday morning, she's going to lead us on a breathwork practice where we're going to get into a deep state to connect to the spirit of Celestine. And let me tell you, Celestine's been a very busy little angel since she passed away. A lot of us are having connections with her. And so on Sunday morning, we're going to connect to Celestine in that way, take a little break, and then we'll come back in the afternoon for the live stream of her memorial service. So it's going to be a powerful weekend. And I'm going to bring on Kristin one more time. I love co-hosting with you, Kristin.
Oh, it's always such a joy to co-host with you. And I love this space so much. I know that we have one more amazing artistic offering before.
That's right. That's right. And
which I'm very excited for.
And like yourself, he has been going through migraine, not migraines for you, but he's been going through migraines, and his body temple is in the process of healing. But Omashar, thank you for still being with us. How's the show been for you today?
It has been absolutely phenomenal. Just so inspiring, so uplifting, just an amazing group of guests, and I have no words. Each show just gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and as a result I get deeper into myself and have more fodder to create more songs through. So, and I'm going to play Kingdom of Gold, actually, a song that came to me that I thought that would be nice to close this out. As you can hear, I'm a bit nasally, but that'll be good. It'll make me sound a bit more like Barry White.
We're going to send you so much love while you're playing, Omashar.
Thank you so much. Twinkle Little Star. That was a challenge to sing. I could hardly get the high notes, but hey.
You did great. You even had Pure Love Essence dancing. And I think she's in UK, so a little bit of a family member. And, remind everybody that we can get more Omashar during the week. We get them on the weekends, but during the week, if you want Omashar, it's omashar.com. And if you click on his YouTube channel, that's where you can find lots of videos, including Kingdom of Gold, which he just played for us. So let's all go to omashar.com. And thank you, Omashar, for being with us. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes. So we look forward. Yes, I'll be much better by then. I'm going to do a 3-day fast. That'll help. Do a reset. Yeah.
Maximum grace for
Thank
Omashar. Maximum grace.
Thank you.
That sounded beautiful, Omashar.
Thank you, Kristin. And
It really was glorious. What an incredible piece. And I could feel, it made my heart sing when I saw, I can't remember her name, but there was a beautiful dancing happening while you were playing.
Yeah.
When Scott put some of the videos on the screen, there was someone who was, oh yes, Pure Love Essence. Beautiful.
There she is.
Yeah, that made my heart so happy. So,
I love our Global Peace Tribe.
Yes. Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you, Reverend Rhetta. Thank you, Kara. Thank you, Keishi, who's no longer with us. I know a lot of people have asked for Keishi's website one more time. Maybe
let me pull it up. Let me pull it up here. So it's her name, which is Keishi.com. Keishi.com. And here it is. Take one more look at it.
Scott, I think you're feeding back. Maybe mute and unmute.
Thank you. There she is, Keishi.com. And there's her tour. She's going to be, for many of us are in the Bay Area, she's going to be in Sebastopol next weekend at the Sirens Festival. That sounds quite interesting. And then she's off to Pittsburgh, New York, Rome, Australia. So we were very fortunate to get her. And she also teaches classes. She has an online program that she does through her Belly Queen program. So if you're interested in one of her online classes, dancing with her, go to Keishi.com. You'll get the details. And thank you, Kristin, for reminding me to do that. Thank you. All right. Well, I think it's been a very full weekend of Synergy Circles and Evolutionary Leaders and Global Peace Tribe. So thank you, Kristin. I'll bring up one more time our special guest from today, Reverend Rhetta, Kara coming all the way to us from Europe. And thank you, Global Peace Tribe, Omashar. And actually, I'm going to go to gallery view. So turn on your cameras. Wave goodbye, twinkle. God's blessings. Have a wonderful week. Share the video out with people, and we'll see you next weekend. God's blessings, everybody.
Thank you so much, Scott.